everybody. My name is Scott Hillier. I'm an independent film director and president of the ECU Film Festival Group, which consists of 4 film festivals: ECU, the European Independent Film Festival; the All Asian Independent Film Festival, which takes place in Cambodia; the All African Independent Film Festival, which takes place in Rwanda, Kigali; and the All Americas Independent Film Festival, which takes place in Mexico. So we're nice and busy here at the ECU office, that's for sure. But we're all getting very, very excited about the 21st edition of the ECU, the European Independent Film Festival. It's going to be taking place on the 23rd, 24th, 25th, and 26th of April, 2026. It's our 21st edition. We're looking forward to it. We're going to be playing 50 films from 28 countries, which is going to be an amazing experience. And at the moment, we have roughly 20 film directors who are coming in from all around the world who will be here to watch their film screened and be on stage and have an audience, question and answer session with the audience. But today, we're going to be talking to 5 of these amazing independent filmmakers who are joining us and are in competition here at ECU. It's fabulous to have them all, be able to talk to them, meet them, see the faces behind the film. So today we've got 5 of them. Maybe 6 might come up. The 6th one is in the States and it's taking a little bit of time. The time zone might have buggered us up. But first of all, I'm going to introduce Olof. Olof has an unpronounceable name. I'll ask you to pronounce it when you get on screen. But he made The Secret of Artemabichamore. Oh, good one. It's competing in the artificial intelligence category, which is a new one for us. German-Polish, classically trained pianist, composer, and professor, known for his work in jazz, electronic, and film music. Amazing. So he's got a lot to do this, and the film is extraordinary. But let's meet Olof. Olof, how you doing?
Yeah, thanks. Can you hear me?
I can hear you just fine. I was hoping that you were going to open up with a bit of classical music, but we'll save that maybe for the end. Olof, amazing film that you've got, but we'll talk about it in a second. Why don't you introduce you as a classically trained pianist, now competing in the artificial intelligence film category here at ECU 2026. Tell us a bit about you.
How I have an echo, but now it disappeared. Okay. Yeah. How did that happen? Good question. I have been composing a lot of film music in the last 20 years. I think I composed my first film music around 2003. And probably I did. Probably the directors didn't call me anymore, so I had to make my own movie. I don't know. It's now some still call me. That's great. And I had a dream. I had a dream, and it was about this crazy festival on some Scottish island, and with dwarf-like musicians on synthesizers, and it was really a weird dream. And then I thought maybe one day I can make a movie out of it. And and then the AI tools came, and somehow I tried it and it worked. And now, I don't know, it was a bit unexpected that it would end up at festivals, but now it's happening.
Well, it's great. As I said, we've opened this category up because there's a lot of people in my community, the film directing and filmmaking community, who are pushing back against AI. And I'm a surfer, and I believe that I know very well as a fact, you've got to be on the wave and paddling really, really hard to keep up with the wave and to get a successful moment of elation as you come down the face of the wave. And that's what we're doing, because I think if we slip behind, it's here, it's there, and I think that we have to, even if you don't embrace it, I think you have to accept it and move on. And your film's fabulous. So
thanks.
Tell us a little bit about it, and we'll play some clips over the top of it.
Okay. Tell what can I yeah, there you see you see some of it. It is about a film, not a film festival, a music festival, in a little place called Ardbrightmore. Ardbrightmore is a fictive island in Scotland. It's made up of my favorite whiskey distilleries, which are Ardbeg and some other ones. But the story is that in the 60s there was a mad priest who found a synthesizer, and he tried to make music with it. It didn't really work, but you could hear the hum, the mains hum of the instrument in the cave, and people thought that was the music. So and then they did it again and again, and things happen. There is an accident, and I don't want to tell too much, so it's still maybe fun to watch it. But yeah, it's a mockumentary. It's a silly mockumentary. I saw that a lot of those AI movies are about AI, which is somehow weird. It's like as if directors would make movies about cameras, or I don't know, the film business. I mean, sometimes it works, but it's a bit weird to me that a lot of AI directors focus on science fiction and artificial intelligence and all these topics. I wanted to make a movie that uses AI as a tool, but the movie as such has absolutely nothing to do with technology. Yeah, maybe the synthesizers are technology, yes, but it's a mockumentary, really. Yeah.
And it looks so damn realistic. I was astonished. So congratulations. It looks fabulous, man. It's really, really, and weird and wild and crazy. It might not be taking to space, but it actually opens up your mind to some craziness, that's for sure. Which is what storytelling's all about. Anyway, we're going to dive off now to Rona Eldar, who's in competition in the music video competition here at ECU 2026 with a very interesting, amazing film called Bush. Ronan is a French-Israeli artist and filmmaker. It says here that his nomadic childhood and life make it difficult for him to call anywhere truly home. I know the feeling well. This has nurtured an open curiosity, and so with a candid approach, and your film is very candid, he explores themes around perception, how one decides to exist and navigate through this world, and the myths we surround ourselves with. What a pleasure. How are you today?
I'm good, thank you.
I would have been so disappointed if you had have been bald and shaved your head.
Yeah.
So, Ronan, tell me a little bit about you, man.
I'm a filmmaker and an artist who is now living in Berlin. But I've lived in many different places and have done lots of different things. So it's kind of hard to distill it. But yeah, I think filmmaker and artist kind of sums it up pretty
Okay.
well.
Now, my office is a crazy zoo of very creative and often distracted and distracting people. But when your film came on, everybody stopped making the noise they normally make and looked at the screen. So,
Oh, wow, great.
nice. Tell us a little bit about the film.
So it's a music video for the artist Dornica, who you can see here. Oh, that's not from that one. That
We'll get back to that. Anyway, keep
yeah, it's a music video for Dornica's song called Bush. And Dornica is a friend, and we wanted to work together for a little while. And the song came up, and we were both very inspired. Well, I was very inspired by the song, and we kind of started brainstorming about ideas, and it kind of flowed in a really nice direction. And so we got working on it, and it's a very daring song. And so we wanted to make a very daring music video that kind of mixed this kind of like campy element, but at the same time talking about a like very real topic, which is connected to body positivity. And so we wanted to also do that in a way that did make light of it, if that makes sense. And so that was the biggest challenge, was to find a way to kind of like bring in these two worlds together.
Well, you did an amazing thing, and I cannot wait for the 200 odd people in the cinema in Paris on the Sunday night to experience a bit of body positivity. That's for sure. So good job, Aaron. It's a very, very good job. Next,
Thank you.
we're going to go to Joshua Muller, who's made an amazing film called The Clocking Out, which is competing in the dramatic short category. Okay. director and cinematographer from Frankfurt. So, well, that's about the best I can give you, Joshua, but obviously you direct very well and the pictures are fabulous. So why don't you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about you?
Hi, great to be here. Yeah, it's all kind of mind-blowing right now, and getting to see all the other artists that are here, it's just yeah, I'm mind-boggled. Yeah, so Clocking Out is basically a neo-noir psychological thriller. And yeah, I just wanted to write a movie that is like probably the scariest thing that I can imagine, and using the most scariest monster that I can imagine. And then I just thought, okay, let's get all my friends and family together, and let's have a really good time to make a movie. And that's basically what happened. Is we just went out there and had a great time in the forest without electricity. And yeah, that's basically the movie. It's about um, a woman who had a really hard day at work and has even a harder day to get back home. And that's basically the plot. And that's her. That's Julia, playing Leana. And yeah, I tried to kind of create something that feels fun in the beginning, because I think that whenever you kind of can identify yourself with a character in a funny way, I think then the emotional tragedy that happens throughout the movie is more impactful. So yeah, that's.
Hope your family are okay with you saying that you collected the scariest bunch of characters you could and you made a film. But sure, it's great.
Yeah.
No, it's very, very good. It's fabulous, and it again, I got a lot of attention here in the office. So we'll come back. I'm sure the staff will have lots of questions for you about this. Next, we're going to go to another music video director, Michael Mikhail, born in Poland, graduated from the film school there and directed 3 short films, all of which qualified and won acclaimed international film festivals. Then went to the London Film Academy, which we know very well, and is been selected for BAFTA and BIFA qualifying festivals. His film Silent Night. How are you doing, young man?
I'm doing very well. Hi everyone. My name is Michał. Yeah, that's all you said is true, so I just confirm.
Okay, good. Well, tell us a little bit about you. I mean, I read a bit about it, but what got you into this dark and crazy path of filmmaking?
I guess intuition, sometimes we do things based mostly on what we feel rather than what our mind tells us to do. So my journey was really, at first, I think it was 6 or 7 years ago, at first trying to sort of, like many of us who are in this business, to merge working in 2 industries at once. But I think after some time, especially after I got some more experience, I guess what really happened is that I've decided to go fully into filmmaking and thus making movies, and that's why I got admitted to London Film Academy. Then I lived in London for about 2 years, which, as everyone knows, is a very competitive place right now, especially for filmmakers. And now I live in Poland. I work on 2 feature films right now. And yeah, Born to Dance is just my, I guess, it's a music video, but a way for me to try new things, to experiment with a genre in the short film format.
Tell us a little bit about it, because it's obviously visually striking, particularly at the end. Tell us a little bit about the process.
So the process of making this film was quite, I guess, inventive, because I knew what I wanted to tell. I knew the story I wanted to tell, which is, I guess, something that we all can relate to, which is that we as the humans, not only like filmmakers or artists, are usually trapped into someone's expectations, into our own mind expectations of what we should do, how should we behave. And then I came up with an idea of how to visually, through a metaphor, through a symbolic way, to show how we can break this kind of glass ceiling and just reveal our true selves. Because from my experience, I think if we as the artists want to really do something extraordinary, first of all, we need to like be really true to ourselves. So that's why I decided to make this, to show this, but to show this in very creative way. So in my film, there is a dancer who is trapped into black and white world, and her ego, her shadow, her darker self is looking over her and continuously dismissing her. So after Natalie, this dancer, is finally deciding to strike the mirror, to break the mirror, and to break her ego, she finally can redeem herself, and she finally can show to the world who she really is. And speaking about the ending and like these all visuals, well, I, without spoiling too much, I really like to, you know, surprise the audience. I really like to watch something that I haven't watched yet. So I guess nowadays when we have CGI VFX, uh, there are no limits really to show what we have in mind. So if, for instance, I want to show someone going into the sky and being reborn into new sky child, that is something that I'm definitely going to do with.
Well, that was the thing about Kubrick. Kubrick always said, if you can imagine it, you can make it. In his days, it was a lot harder than we can do it now. But did you CGI or did you actually play in the AI realm?
No, that was all CGI. So I'm like, speaking about AI, I'm not like you know, someone extremely conservative who is completely against it. But for these purposes, we went fully CGI, that is working in mostly in Blender, but also in Houdini program. And yeah, Kubrick was something for me as an inspiration, and also something that I wanted to connect my audience with. But speaking about this effect, how we have done it, it was fully computer generated, but it was generated based on the photogrammetry 3D scan of our actress, and also scan of her face when she was a child based on her childhood pictures. And that's how we basically created 3D object of her. Yeah, there was really a lot, I must say.
Nice. Yeah, it's a lot of work, and it shows, that's for sure. It's very good and surprising, and I like it when filmmakers can say that I want to make something that I haven't seen before, that because that's what we do. Cool. I'm going to move on to another amazing filmmaker, Katerina. I say amazing a lot today. I'll have to deal with that, but I'm continually amazed about the films and the filmmakers that we get here at ECU. Katerina Spora, I messed that up, there's no doubt, made a film called Teresa Station B. It's competing in the student film category. Katerina is daughter of a Bulgarian and an Austrian, grew up between Vienna and New York. Unfortunately, our young Bulgarian filmmaker in her staff's not here today, because otherwise she could talk to you about this. But Katerina studied film and literature in Vienna, acting in Los Angeles, did various journalistic internships, but then decided that she wanted to be a film director. That's a dark path. But she went to a school that I believe is the best place to learn film in the whole entire planet, because every year we get amazing films from the Hamburg Media School. I cannot recommend it enough. I went to NYU, which is, many people consider it one of the best, but I have to say the films that come out of Hamburg that come to us at the festival every year are astounding. So, Katerina, hi, how are you? Welcome to the podcast.
Hi, wow, what an amazing introduction. Thank you so much.
I've got a lot of clever young things who write these things for me. So, so I've given a brief sort of background on you, but why don't you give it to us, and mainly about sort of deciding to become a film director?
So first of all, thank you so much for everyone else who's spoken. I really have loved your films. I can't wait to see them all. They look and sound super interesting and amazing and different. So as you've mentioned, originally I'm an actress, and then I sort of at some point realized that my artistic taste and what I was actually doing as an actor were very, very two different things. So I decided to go into writing because I knew that I was always a strong writer, and I got my first thing was a big screenwriting fellowship in Germany called Drehbuchwerkstatt at the Hochschule für Film und Fernsehen in Munich. And then after that, I realized that if you sort of want to tell the whole story, and not have some director come in and rip it apart, I had to direct it myself. So that's why I applied to Hamburg Media School, because I mean, I appreciate what you've said about it. It is one of definitely the premier film schools in Germany, a very competitive program to get into. And it's only 2 years with, zero life next to those 2 years. But yeah, it's still quick.
So tell us a little bit about your film. We're not talking about a romantic comedy here, are we?
No, it's a slice of life film. It's the day of a life in a nurse, of the day of a life of a nurse. And so it's about motherhood and empathy, humanity. And what was really important to me is that I'm telling that, like showing that world in a very realistic way.
So I'll bounce it to you soon, Rodrigo.
And so, for example, when I like researching, I spent 2 years at a hospital, 2 years, 2 days at a hospital, sort of helping one of the nurses and doing all these things. And I thought it was one of the most beautiful experiences I've ever had in my life. It's just it's something truly noble. And it's only in doing it that I felt that, and it made sense. So the film is dedicated to obviously nurses, but also mothers. And yeah, I think I hope that when people watch it, they feel very close to my protagonist and close to her experience.
No, they definitely will. That's for sure. I mean, it is a slice of life, and I've always been amazed at the fact that our societies do not pay our nurses, our policemen, and our school teachers more than anybody else, because they're the three most important sort of things that have developed in our world, I believe. And
Yeah.
I spend a lot of time with policemen, firefighters, and in hospitals and whatever, and I'm just continually amazed about the effort, and I think the word noble actually suits it very, very well, and noble and heart-wrenching and difficult, and yeah, whatever. So I think
but also beautiful and touching, and the lives you have windows into other people's lives in this very intimate way. I actually believe that for any artist, it'd be great to actually become a nurse first, because, for example, in Germany, you actually get paid while you study to become a nurse. And then you actually work and you pay. And then because we're in such need of nurses, you can scale it from anywhere to 2 days a month to like 6 days a week. So it would be the perfect job to do next to any kind of art. If you need to have another job, it's constant research. It's inspiring, and it's a beautiful, beautiful job.
Yeah, I mean, I would be pressing people to do it as well, but it's also long and full of blood and needles and stuff like that. But I think you're right.
But you feel like, when I was there for 2 days, and then I was cleaning people, I was, their urine was everywhere, their blood, their shit. Yes, it is very disgusting in that very first moment. It's because we're so removed from our humanity. When we press a button and our, excrements are gone. When someone dies, we call someone, the body's gone. It's like and by that I mean dies of natural causes. Not that I know people who could help me with a dead body in that way, but everything is so far removed from us. And I feel like when you're actually in a job like that, you get over it rather quickly, and you realize what's important and your priorities. I think the shift work is what's making it really hellish for people.
Yeah, I grew up in television shift work, and it was horrible. And that shift work was horrible, but also I spent a lot of time in African hospitals as a patient. And yeah, it's a totally different experience over there as well. But again, I think I agree with you totally. I think the fact that these things are taking us more and more away from the reality, and an internship as a nurse, I think would be great for everybody, to be honest. Okay, everybody. So we've met the 5 filmmakers in competition here. I'm going to pass it over now to Rodrigo, who's going to go around the ECU crew and ask some questions to you filmmakers.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for joining. My name is Rodrigo. I'm the festival manager, and it's very nice to have you all here. We can't wait to have you in the festival and to explore the rest of the official selection with you. And our first question actually comes from Jorge.
Hello, my question will be to Ola.
Yeah.
Hello. So I've seen that you have a lot of experience with piano and jazz music, like more like classical, for example, and also in synthesizers and electronic, like the other side of the coin. So I'm wondering, like, because your film blends like mockumentary with like something more ritualistic, like almost surreal. If this kind of mix inspired what you've done with this movie, and like aside from that dream you have, like what made the tone of your movie be like that?
What made the what was the last question? Sorry.
Like what inspired your movie to have like this surreal tone, like
Yeah.
realistic and realistic? So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it happened naturally because it truly was a dream. It's crazy, but this so you can really look into my brain if you watch this movie. Yeah, probably other people also dream of synthesizers, but that's what happened to me. And yeah, and actually there is another big inspiration. I have to tell that. So I've been making film music for many years, and one film that has been very successful for me, happened to win some music awards for it. Composed the music together with a friend, Frank Serban, and the movie was Dissonance by a director named Till Novak. And Till, he's a very talented filmmaker, and he made a mockumentary about 10 years ago. It's called The Centrifuge Brain Project, and I can recommend everybody to watch it. It's on YouTube or Vimeo. You can watch it for free. The Centrifuge Brain Project. Back then, it won the Lola, the award for best short film in that year in Germany, main award, and it's just a hilarious mockumentary about amusement parks, which are so crazy that everybody would actually die immediately if one would go on one of these things. But it's done so well that it's believable at first. And so yeah, I learned from the big master of so to say of short film mockumentary, Till, who's my friend, and I combined it with this dream that I had. And then there's obviously also my music background, which also went into this movie. So it's all this connected in making this movie.
Interesting, thank you. I'll check that that film you suggested, and yeah, thank you very much for your answer.
Perfect. Our next question comes from Anna.
Hello.
Yes, we can.
Hello. Hello. So my question is for Ronan. Hello. You talked about like the concept and the whole collaboration with Dornica, and I feel like the choreography and the visual style is really beautiful and striking. So my question is, how did you develop that aesthetic?
It was a very collaborative project. There were a lot of other people involved. We had a choreographer, Sabina Mo, who worked on the choreography with Dornica. And then kind of while they were working on that, I was working on other aspects of the film. One thing for me that was really interesting to kind of work within was the idea of creating tableaus. And we had a couple of references. And like for me, the film starts in this way with kind of emulating the painting of the Birth of Venus, and like kind of subverting that like beauty standard, and like because that's kind of the whole idea of the song is to challenge kind of like the current conception of what is beautiful. And so like a lot, and like working with the art director Stevie, who is a, I would say, a maximalist, and like we had this idea of also like this the Garden of Earthly Delights by Bosch. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. But like, so we had these like painting references, and then we had also a couple of music video references. One of them was the music video from Mod Selector featuring Tommy Cash called Who, which again was like creating these tableaus and these vignette moments. And so that's kind of like how that helped us structure the music video, and then all the ideas that we had and or wanted to include in it then turned into like, okay, how do we fit these into like these kind of three different worlds we created? And then yeah, and then it also allowed every kind of HODs to bring in their sensibilities into it. And so like it really created a beautiful synergy.
Thank you.
Perfect, thank you. Our next question comes from Ekaterina.
My question goes to Joshua.
Hi.
Hi, really nice to see you. So on the clocking out, there are many things going on. So what's with the pen? I was expecting it to see in the very end, but then eventually I learned that it's a proof of concept. So maybe I can see it in the Fish film. If you don't mind sharing, what is your larger vision about this story?
Yeah, as you said, it's a proof of concept. So basically, I wrote a feature film, and my idea was kind of to, create this movie and then to be able, hopefully through funding or, yeah, to, sorry, I'm a little sick. That's why I'm a little hoarse. That's why I kind of was like hoping to be able to shoot this feature film. Unfortunately, the funding hasn't really got like a kickoff. So what I now kind of concepted was to create 6 individual short films that then will be combined in the end together into one feature-length film, and every short film works on its individual works individually. They all also have their own genre. So for instance, this one is like a neo-noir psychological thriller. The second movie that we did is a drama, or becoming of age drama. And the pen is basically one thing that is, because the feature film is basically a crime movie. It's in Germany, we love the Germans love krimis, which is basically just a crime movie. And I kind of thought, okay, if I write something in that direction, that people would be interested in watching it here, which isn't really happening yet, but maybe it'll come someday.
Wow.
And so yeah, the pen is a really big hint for the
Yeah.
feature-length movie, which kind of yeah, gets our detective to figure out, yeah, who our
Exactly.
antagonist is going to be. Yeah.
Exactly. It felt like an inciting incident for me. Well, it's a very interesting concept. Wish you best of luck to find the producer and to make the 6 shorts and the feature film.
Well, right now we're just kind of we're just
Yeah.
we're winging it, and so we're doing it ourselves. So
Yeah,
even
yeah,
if
I
we
mean,
don't have big producers or whatever, we're just gonna do it this way, and it's been working quite well. And it's, I mean, making movies and art is also always based on love and fun, and as long as we do that, I think that's the most important thing.
yeah, that's the most important thing. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Perfect, thank you. Our next question comes from Toshiba.
Oh, hi, all, the amazing filmmakers. So I would like to put my question to Michael Sagan. Hello,
Hi,
it's
hi.
nice to meet you. Yeah, it was amazing film that I get to see it, and it was very unique. So my question would be, it's very personal, I guess. So, do you see this film as a personal story or like the universal one? And if it is, and why so?
As a personal study?
Yeah, it's a personal story or like the universal story that you want to convey to the audience.
Well, I guess all the films that we do, it comes from something very inner inside us. So I must say that yes, this is also based on my experience, based on my feelings, but at the same time, I didn't want to like close myself into just being too personal. That is why the main character is a woman, not a man, and that is why the main character is a dancer, not a filmmaker. So it is a personal study per se, but at the same time, I've tried to create something that a lot of people can relate to, not only like from the art industry, but from all around the world, no matter what the industry are we working in. Because let's be honest, we all have some pressure on us that either our family, our friends, people that we work with are putting on us. So this is from one perspective, it is very personal, but from the other perspective, I wanted to be, you know, as welcoming to anyone as possible.
Thank you, I understand it.
Thank you very much.
Perfect. Thank you very much. And our last question comes from Kiara.
Hello, hi. My question is for Katarina. Hi. So I was really touched about what you said before, because as an actress too, I can feel the sense of frustration when you're doing something that doesn't really approach to your personal art. So I wanted to ask you, how did this background in acting and also writing influence your directing approach?
I think it approaches all of it. I feel that as an actor, when you get a script, you really analyze it. You know, you really define very quickly what is it that every character wants, and it's very alive. And I've noticed this with other directors who I know and who I appreciate, who have no acting background at all. And sometimes it's really interesting that they kind of come to it from the outside. Like they have great images in their head and they think of these like amazing films, where I'm very like, I'm sort of there with the character, because as an actor, that's where I started. So I think any director really should do some acting. Yeah.
Put them all up on the
No, I think you're completely right. Like trying to connect with the actor and seeing that, okay, the script is written, but it's something completely different, the approach to create something true and alive. So
I can of course help actors, because I know what it feels like, and they trust me, because I'm like, I got you. I know what it feels like to be an actor on a set. As an actress, I've done so many horrible films, and I'm like, I would be so embarrassed if any of you watched most of my acting work, sadly. And it is because it's not the actors, it's not under my control. You do what a director tells you. I mean, I remember once I was on a set and it's like, this is how no woman in the world would ever react. I really don't want to play it like this. And he was like, well, my ex-girlfriend was like that, so how about you do it like that? And then I did it super over the top, like ridiculous. And I was like, he's never going to take that take. And he's like, yeah, that was great. And so I'm like, this is in the film, this is on like my face, and people think that maybe that's what I thought was good, but it wasn't. So I feel like now as a director, I know what it feels like, and I so appreciate that actors are generous with their emotions, and they trust me, that I'm like, I'm not gonna let you hanging. If I say it's good, you can trust me that we got it. Yeah.
it would be nice, like working with you and someone knowing what it actually feels like to be an actor. So thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you for the question.
Perfect. Thank you very much. And now, Scott, we're going back to you. I know you have a question for everybody.
Well, first of all, Katerina, I hope that I never meet that director's girlfriend, because that would just be a nightmare. But based on what you said, but I impress upon all of the staff and everybody that I teach in workshops and whatever. We're all going to go through bad experiences, but if you go through them without learning from them, and then it's your fault, really, because I'm sure that going through those bad acting experiences and everything that we do, I'm about to go out in a shoot and do something that whatever, but I will learn something from that today. And I think is my advice to young filmmakers or whatever is you're going to have a bucket load of bad experiences about everything. Some of the films that I made early on, my goodness gracious me, luckily my face wasn't there, but I learned from them. And I also learned from working with very bad directors, thinking that I would just never ever be like them. So yes. So anyway, that's good. Thank you very much, all 5 of you, for that. I just want to know who's going to be attending the festival here in Paris in the end of April. Okay, well,
I have to check it out. I hope I can make
great
it.
Time. I have to say, Joshua, the Ekaterina, when she talked to you about looking for producers, she's a budding producer. So here at the festival, I'm sure she's going to bend your ear about possibly, working together, because she liked your film very much. Okay, so what a great conversation. A few takeaways that I got from that were dreams. We all have them. Try and capture them on film, write them down. Love and fun, filmmaking. If you don't love it and you don't have fun doing it, it's not gonna work. And what's the point? It's a hard and difficult business. Films that come from feelings within. I think if you're going to make a film right, or make a film that you don't have a strong inner feeling about it, it's going to be torture. It's going to be like sticking needles into your forehead. And the idea of trust, developing trust on a team. And I think that goes from the person who drives your pizza van to your actor and actress whose faces will go in your film. I think that's really important to develop and well brought up. And the idea of sending everybody out for a nursing internship, I would be the first to help you do that, because I think it's, I went to war for 10 years of my life for the BBC. So we can talk about Somalia and Bosnia and Chechnya, but it put me in a place that I would not be in today if I didn't get those real life difficult lessons. And I think the idea that everybody's using this and doing everything easy because it's easy, it doesn't work. And you guys, I'm sure when the guys that come to the festival, we'll be able to talk about these things, because making things easy, it's never any good. It always has to hurt just a little bit. Okay, again, just a short plug for ECU, 24th, 25th, and 26th of April here in Paris, France. Tickets are available on our website for anybody who wants to come. And then we've got the Americas in August, we've got Africa in October, and Cambodia in December. And just to let you filmmakers in competition know that once we've got you in our grasp, we don't let go of you, because we'll be talking to you after the festival to help us choose the official selection for 2027. Because we're very proud to be a filmmakers film festival. I'm a film director, that's what I do. And what we do is we end up having submission judges and eventually jury members of people who've competed at ECU. And I think it's very nice to keep it all in the family and do this, because you guys know the struggles that people are going through when you're looking at their films. So I'm going to sign off from now. I'd like to thank the team, Chiara, especially for putting this together, and Rodrigo, who brings the strength night after night and day after day. So thank you very much, and keep on making films. Ciao, ciao. Bye.